Hi there. This is Randy. Welcome. I'm so happy you're here. I'm here in the forest just out by my house. I have gone for a little itsy bitsy walk. I live by the ocean, but we have the forest and the mountain just right behind us, so that's cool. So I come here to meditate sometimes. I haven't been here for a while. I have not been up to par. I have let myself down. As far as coming to like doing what you say you're supposed to do. And a colleague of mine, or a good friend of mine, asked me if I could bring up the subject. Why do we sabotage for ourselves, or why do we? How come we stop ourselves, or what can we do to remedy that? Like if you have a project or a mentality or a mindset that you want to get things done and still you don't do it. You're positive to, you know what to do, but it's the action. And I could go into a lot of, cognitive, how the mind works and the thoughts work and feelings and thoughts, and they're all connected. If you think you're not worth doing something, then you're not going to do it. It's how the brain works. So subconsciously. But it doesn't really help understanding all the cognitions and the cognitive stuff of it. You as a human being, you have feelings and thoughts, but it would be nice to be aware. It helps to be aware of these thoughts and how they make you feel, or feelings and how they make you think. To be aware of them. That's for starters. And to understand why you feel that way. Why someone triggers your feelings. Why you react in a certain way. Now, as far as how come we stop ourselves, or why we sabotage for ourselves, or why can't we get our shit together, one foot in front of the other, I think it just boils down to, we all know what we need to do. It's that little gap between action, between priming, thinking of it, wanting it, and the action. Now, even though I'm an ACT therapist, I understand the principles of acceptance commitment therapy, as far as is this action leading me towards my goals, or is it taking me from my goals? Sometimes I ask myself that question. It's a little technique. It's like, but that means you've developed a certain technique to question yourself at every turn point. You do it until it becomes a natural thing that goes on in your brain, or in your head and your body. So having said that, it doesn't mean that I have been able to act upon all my desires and plans and thoughts, because it's up there. And my experience is that if you don't write things down and get them out of your head, it ain't going to happen. You got to write it down, put it down, because your brain looks at it as if it's real. It's not abstract anymore. So I would look into, if you're having trouble stopping yourself from doing things and not maybe pushing through, it's also a personality trait. We all have a little procrastinator in ourselves, and if we're too busy looking at the goal, we're not being here and now in the travel or on the road, so yeah. So I found out that writing my thoughts down and starting the day planning ahead and visualizing how I want it to go. I will bring up mental, or what do you call it, visualization or manifesting, but that's a whole other video. But the principles of those are that you close your eyes or you visualize yourself. You know what you want. You kind of put down in your head, like you ask yourself, what is it you really want? You want more happiness. You want love in your life, or you want to finish that goddamn paper, or whatever. You want to lose 10 pounds. You want to feel better about yourself. Then the best way to do that is to visualize or to manifest it a little, like a law of attraction kind of principle, but not just sitting there and wanting it. You have to act upon it. So what you do is you figure out what you want. What is it that your goal is? And then you put it down on paper, of course. Do it old school. Put it down on paper. And then, according to Mel Robbins, I suggest you have a look at her videos. She's on YouTube. She's a cracker at this. Then you're supposed to close your eyes, or at least envision yourself going through the steps, going through the tasks that need to be done in order to achieve that goal. You're not supposed, it's not a timeline. It's not like, okay, by October 30th, I'm going to look like Charlize Theron or whatever. No. Yeah, I can look like her tomorrow, but I just choose not to. Any hoot. Any hoot. And then you're supposed to make yourself feel how it is in a fiction, like as if it's already happening, as if it's already happened. Not so much the goal, but the work that you're doing, the thing you need to do in order to achieve the said want that you need to do. Like if you're, let's just say if your goal is to run a marathon, well, you can't just sign up and expect to win the damn thing, or at least even finish it. So what you have to do is read books about marathons, train your body. It's a process. You do like step after step, and you get your knowledge about what it does to the body, how you achieve a better, how you pace yourself and stuff like that. So then the trick is to visualize you doing those things in a fictive future as if it's already happening now. I know it sounds a little woo-woo, but that's okay. It's not woo-woo. It's scientifically proven that visualization or manifesting or mentalization, all the good athletes use it, artists, successful people. I could mention a whole bunch. I obviously haven't been using it for a while, but I used it before, and it's so weird how this happens. Once you're conscious about what you want, and you envision the steps, and you feel how it feels to do the work, and you put a plan down on paper, and then, just leave it up to whatever, the universe, or just leave it up to, and have faith that your mind and your body will help you achieve those goals. And then all of a sudden things are aligned. It's kind of weird. Then I remember when I wanted to become an aromatherapist, I decided, that's what I want to be. The kids were young and everything, and then as soon as I decided that's what I was going to do, somehow or another, and I'm trying to be, I'm like an analytical person. I, systemize things. So, okay, what do I have to do? Okay, I got to read a book about aromatherapy. I got to do this. And then after a couple of weeks, I was, doing things that in order to make plans to become an aromatherapist. All of a sudden, I met someone new, and then she, I haven't seen for 20 years, or she's not new. I haven't seen her for a while, just recently. Yeah. And then she mentioned that, oh, by the way, I was thinking of taking this aromatherapy course in Ålesund, but, I don't have the time. I go, what? And then I call, and then there's like one spot left, and it's my spot. So I signed up for that. Cost a little bit of money, but I signed up for that. So over a course of a year, in bulks, I was doing my aromatherapy, learning how to do shit, and learning about the oils, and then when it came the time to do stuff, like, okay, I have to practice this stuff. A friend of mine who's some kind of a natural therapist, I can't remember what specifically he was expert in. I was at him, he was going to check my eyes out for something because I had a problem with my eyes. And he says, oh, by the way, I hear you're an aromatherapist now. I have a bench, that I don't need anymore. What? Yeah, so he gave me his bench. And then I was able to, have customers at, the privacy of my own home, down in the basement. Kids were upstairs, or I, had customers when they were at school. And et cetera, et cetera. It was like, thing just kind of popped in for a couple of years there, like, oh, okay, it's aligned. But somehow or another, I stopped having, I don't know, I got stuck. And that's probably what led me to becoming a social educator, an ACT therapist, and try to understand human behavior, why we do things we do, and how we get ourselves into crap, and how we tell ourselves shit that if we're not listening close enough, it can make us feel really shitty. And it could stop us from things. So that was just a little example from my life. I know that this works because it happened for me. And I have testimonials from lots of people. That it's just like having a conscious awareness of where you want to go. And get rid of disturbances, get notifications off your phone, put your phone away, make a lot of time for what you're planning to do. Like every day, put at least on paper 3 things that you're going to do that day, and avoid doing more than you put down on paper, because then it's just taking your time away from what's on that piece of paper. Because you're just doing stuff to see what I can do. I did lots of stuff. No. Just stick to the 3 things. Or if you write 5 things, then stick to the 5 things. And if you do more things, yeah, but don't put it on the paper. Because that's you're just showing off. And it's not. You're not sticking to your own plan. And also, give yourself a high five for all the good wins that you have every day. Like, let's say you do those 3 things. Go to the library. Talk to a friend about where can I get information about this and that or something. And then you do these things, and then you've already achieved something. You're on your way toward that goal. And you got to celebrate those little wins. Like, kudos. High five. High five in the mirror. That's a Mel Robbins thing. But why we sabotage ourselves, or why we don't get cracking with what we're supposed to do, I believe it's just that a lack of awareness and a lack of drive and a lack of commitment. Say, would it be okay for you to meet up late? I mean, I'm late all the time. I don't know what's going on with me. I'm 60 years old and I still get late. But why is it okay? Would you support your friend if she were or he were trying to achieve something, or would you knock him down and try to hinder him or her from doing stuff? Why would you do that to yourself? If you're not aware that you're doing it to yourself, you got to wake up and take a few minutes every morning and be aware of what is it, and plan and commit yourself to what you want to do that day. You've probably planned it the night before. But why we stop ourselves is, yeah, maybe we don't have enough knowledge about what we're going to do. Maybe we don't have training. Maybe we have low self-esteem. Maybe you have like inner thoughts saying, oh, I can't do that, or I'm not worthy of success, so I'm just going to go through the motions. And then sometimes, do we start stuff that we actually want to do? Or is it because someone else has done it and it looked kind of fun? What is your why? I mean, maybe you're not. Maybe you need to have a new plan. Maybe you have a new idea or a new value that you're chasing. Maybe that thing that you've been doing for 20 years. I mean, if it hasn't taken off by now, it ain't gonna. It ain't gonna. At least not doing the things that you're doing, the same things, and expecting it to be, I don't know, better. I think that's what Einstein said. If like what a line between genius and idiocy is a fine line, that if you do stuff the same way every time and you expect a different result, that's idiocy. I know, I'm an idiot. I don't know, I'm an idiot sometimes. It's like, why doesn't this work? Duh. Anywho, I would suggest if you have if you need some kind of direction, if you need to go inside. You need to ask yourself, what is it that you really, really want, and put a ring on it. Put a ring on it. Commit yourself to it, and do the stuff that you write down you're supposed to do, and tap yourself on the shoulder. You're doing great. You're doing great. And avoid trying to have a timeline and stuff, because once you do this, once you visualize, and once you commit to what it is that you want, and then you place the actions, you act upon the stuff that you need to do. You just have to do it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do it. Get out of bed. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tell your boss that you want that raise or need it. Yeah, whatever. These are just little ideas popped in my head. Anyway, thanks for coming in. I am signing out in my little forest by the ocean. We have a lookout for squirrels and birds and stuff. Oh yeah, another thing. Get out, get some fresh air. We're always reacting to stuff, so just go act and get your body pumping. Get some fresh air. Go for a little walk. Jump up and down. Get yourself in a different state. When you feel like, just the smallest things will help. Take it from me. Okay, well, I'll see you next time, and I would love it if you hit the subscribe button, and if you have any ideas or any thoughts or any questions you have about stuff, I'm here, and thank you for letting me share my stories. Bye.